So, we are going to do the briefing for your next peer-to-peer activity. Okay. So we're gonna just kind of get started today on determining how you're gonna make teaching friendship skills specific to what's going on in your classroom. Okay, and I know we touched on it a tiny bit, and so Mary Jean has been kind of brainstorming around what might be a good thing to start with.
Yeah.
So this is, I'm a visual person, so
Great.
this is the second tier, this green tier, where it's really targeted social emotional supports. So you're teaching the entire classroom, but it's because of something specific that's going on with, certain children or maybe one specific child, but you're teaching it throughout the classroom. Okay. So we're going to talk through strengths and needs, learning styles of both of you, and then we'll get a really clear understanding of what activity and learning objective you guys are going to focus on, how to measure it, and what the action steps will be. Okay, and then you can go off and do your thing.
All right.
Okay. So in relation to teaching friendship skills, what would you guys each say your strengths are?
I've been really focusing on giving. That's been since I've been teaching. I thought, really focusing on that. I think I'm a giver too.
So teaching that, kind of breaking that skill down for children? Okay. All right, good. And you took the training, right? You
Right.
did that training piece through your pyramid training, which is cool. And what about you, Shelley? What would you say your strengths are with teaching friendship skills?
I think patience and observation, as far as seeing what's happening and kind of figuring out what we could do differently, or assessing if someone has hurt feelings. What could you tell your friend about those feelings? Sort of figuring out the problem and helping them to use the words. And I feel like that's a strength, but that is something that I really want this class to get. And so, working on that is what I'm looking for.
Okay. Good. So you just talked about what your needs were,
sorry.
which is awesome. Nope, perfect segue. Good. And what about you, Mary Jean? Any needs that come up as you think about teaching friendship skills?
I kind of like to break it down in steps. I like that. and I like these things that you gave me. So to break that down, but like you broke it down like in
even more.
10
steps.
That's right. So that's something that would be good for me to practice. To do for myself.
Right.
To think through how I'm going to teach it.
Right.
And then what I'm going to say, that's important too.
Right.
Because you want to make it, one thing that I've noticed about myself, I like bullets, so short and sweet for me.
Yeah.
And then like short and sweet, and then I like to add, like a little bit as not add, but have the main point that I want to make.
Right. So I'm hearing both of you kind of saying, I do a lot of this fairly intuitively in my classroom, right? It's something that I'm doing already, but maybe the need is making sure that it is sticking to the evidence-based practice.
Right.
Okay, which is perfect. So that's really what Mary Jean's been working on through this circuit, and so now the whole reason that you do peer-to-peer is really to cement that learning by teaching it. So we're going to meet that need, which is really cool. So you kind of started talking a little bit about learning style, but if you guys could just in your own words talk about your learning styles.
Well, I think I learn by watching.
Okay.
I don't learn by, I think that gets more, and then I learn by watching somebody, and then I also learn by doing it.
Yeah,
Me too.
you too. Okay, all right, good. So we'll kind of keep that in mind when you guys are doing your peer-to-peer activities.
Okay.
Okay, make sure that it's really matching up with your learning style.
Right.
Otherwise, it's just not as much fun.
Yeah.
It's not as
Right.
effective. So your peer-to-peer planning form is here, and you guys
Okay.
used that last time, okay? So you just want to create a really clear learning objective right here, and keep in mind that we need to have a way to measure if it's met too,
Right.
okay? And then just action steps of what's going to happen and when it's going to happen. Okay, so if we want to kind of start talking through that a little bit,
Okay.
and honing down. I know that it seemed like there was some things going on in your classroom where some children are really assertive with their needs, and other children are kind of getting run over or not asserting, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Does
Yeah.
that capture that well, or would you
It
put
does
it differently?
Yeah,
Okay.
it does.
Okay.
And even not just getting run over, but not. I'm noticing one little girl is just having emotion. All of a sudden, it will well up, but she doesn't have the words to say why it's welling up. I'm deducting from what I'm observing over the past few days that it's because she's having a hard time making a choice. We just started having the morning meeting, and so when we get up from the morning meeting, I've already explained everything that is available to them, and I'm starting to think that might be overwhelming to her. But it's shocking to me that it's not overwhelming for her to come into the classroom that's already happening when she gets there. It seems like this would be a better way for her to insert herself into some kind of activity, but it's almost like now I'm giving them choices that they're hearing 6 different things, and she's all of a sudden she'll just sit there in her chair, unable to move, unable to take her chair
really?
to put it away, and she'll start crying. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do.
Oh, really?
And but she doesn't know how to tell me more about that. And it takes her a little while to say that. So I'm just noticing some kids are feeling emotions or feeling things, and they're not having words to put with it.
Right.
So that assertive, but also just explaining what's going on,
Right.
so
Right.
that someone can help.
Okay. Good. So, kind of in regard to teaching friendship skills, there are a lot of resources, and you guys can kind of decide which resources you want to use.
Okay.
I think that this handout, You've Got to Have Friends, is the best. It just kind of summarizes what should you be teaching kiddos, what are the friendship skills that they need to learn, and how do you do it.
Yeah.
It goes into a lot of depth, right? And then these handouts are from
Is that for her?
Yeah, you guys
There
can
you
use
go.
this through your activities, just kind of something to
Okay.
think about. These are friendship skills that really are pulled from here.
Yeah.
And then it tells you how to teach it. And it goes according to the LEAP strategies, which is one of the methods that's built
And
into
that's
this Pyramid
there.
Plus approach.
So we need to pick like one thing that you feel that your class would.
One of these things?
Yeah.
Just one of these.
Yeah, one. Because we'll do one.
Okay.
And then after, and then if you want to teach another one, feel free to go ahead and, what would be, as you look at these, what would be a need that your class has?
Okay.
Because we were thinking getting attention, right? Was that the
Well,
one?
they kind of all scaffold
Okay.
on each other, starting here. So gaining attention, then requesting to share, actually sharing. This one is giving a play idea, and this kind of came to mind based upon what you were talking about. Like, is it that somebody's always saying, "I want to be the mom. I'm going to be the mom," right? And somebody else is not able to say, "Well, I want to be the mom this time." You know what I mean? So it could even be kind of talking through that, but just kind of think about where are your kiddos, and what would be a great place to start. Because as adults, we do these things and we think of it like as sharing, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And you
Instead
gotta
of breaking it down.
really
Yeah.
break it down, right?
Yeah.
And can this one also be a play request? Can I play with you, or is that more similar to a share request?
So, yeah, you can, yeah, exactly. That would fall in the giving ideas. Yep.
Okay.
Isn't that share request there?
So that's more like you
It's more
have
like I wanna
something that
play
I
along.
have,
Oh,
you know.
okay.
And this is, hey, do you
Okay.
want to play? Whatever.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Um,
Because I have
yeah.
one little guy who, I think he wants my attention instead of
Yeah.
other kids' attention, so he'll come over and say, nobody will be my friend, nobody will play with me. And I want to give him those words to say, to request to play. Can I play with you? Can I do
Yeah.
this? Can I do that? And, you know, because I think if he would use those words, his friends are happy to play. He's just assuming because they're already doing their thing, you know.
Yeah.
So I wondered if it would be sort of along these lines, a
Okay.
play idea. Can I
Okay.
play along? I'd like to be such and such, or
Right.
I don't know.
Okay. So that really sounds to me like you guys are coming to a learning objective.
Okay.
So maybe you want to
Oh, thanks.
start to kind of put that together, and then you can decide on, you know, what activities you're gonna do.
So the learning objective would be,
Can you give an example of how you would word it, and then we can put our own
Yeah.
scenario?
Yeah.
we
Because
can
it-
work through this with
So a
us.
learning objective would be something like to learn the LEAP strategies to teach children how to give a play idea. That would be a really concrete
Okay.
example. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
Okay.
you're incorporating, like, you want to use the evidence base, right, to be sure that you're teaching the skill the right way, and this is specific to what's going on in your classroom.
And can I use more than one? Can I, or do you want us to just work on one?
So the good thing about this is that once you get the pattern down, then
Yeah.
that's how you teach all of them. It's just a difference in making each scenario
Yeah.
fit. So I think you probably would vouch for the fact that it's easier to hone in on one skill.
right, because I think it gets confusing if you teach several skills at
Okay.
once. And the reason being, because another thing that I was thinking, that when you're, because at the end too, you practice it, and you really report to them, I really saw you give a great play idea, good job, you know. I mean, so you have to encourage them, and also compliment them when you do see that. So it would be hard for you if you did several skills
Gotcha.
to, you know, to compliment, you know, all that.
Okay. Let's work on give a play idea then.
Okay.
And getting attention is part of that, right? Sort
Yep,
of getting
yep, that's
attention at the
built in there,
beginning.
yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So, so these, since these piggyback,
Okay.
we'll do getting attention and giving a play idea. So our learning objective then would be to learn.
The leap
This
thing.
is called the LEAP strategy.
Yeah. Okay.
For getting attention and giving a play idea. Like I have glitter on my nose. I keep
You
seeing
do.
something shiny,
You
and
do.
I can't get stuck there. And for me, then I'm going to sort of adapt it to asking to play if that works. You know, as I learn it, can I play along? Because I have more kids having trouble with that than with just while they're playing, coming up with something new, I think. But I think that's adaptable,
So-
isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm hearing you say that they're having a hard time like entering into play.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that absolutely this strategy will really help you.
Okay.
You know, because this is all about, again, just breaking down and teaching, intentionally teaching friendship skills. So you're telling them why it's important, right? And then you're describing what the skill is, showing them the right way and the wrong way, and then having them practice. So
Okay.
absolutely, once you get this down, then you can adapt it to teach other skills.
And does it also, because this is also, you know, like you were saying, a play idea is a really good thing, because I think one thing that prohibits them from playing together is this one wants to play dinosaurs and this one wants to play aliens, but they want to play together.
I know exactly. Bingo.
And even the girls, I want to play Magic Mermaids and I want to play this.
Right.
So we can't play together because we want to play different things. So it's that compromise and figuring the choices out. And
Yes.
this will help with that as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And be really crafty about what you are using as your examples of the right way, wrong way. Use examples of things that are really happening in class. We did this with Play-Doh, you know, like somebody was like, it's mine, you know, well,
Right.
magically in Friendship Skills Small Circle, that's something that the puppets were talking about. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you'll incorporate that in.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay,
That
great.
sounds great. Okay, so the next part. Let's first think about. Are there any children in your classroom that have special needs or challenging behaviors that we want to make sure that this plan is working for?
You know, I do have one, but he's doing such a great job, probably better than some of the other kids, because he's had that focused attention.
Right.
You know, I've given him, and I give him a lot of words, and I follow him in, and and he just soaks it all in, and so he's really doing a good job with it, and he's flexible.
Yeah.
If they let him play, but he's happy to play whatever they're playing.
Yeah.
So, you know,
That's awesome.
yeah, so I do have, but I don't know if he's the one who needs it so
Okay.
much.
Okay. So is there anybody else in there that is going to need anything that we
Like
want
a
to think
special
about
support?
through there? Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, because I do have one. Do we use names or do I?
You can. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Alex has a short focus for things like this and a short fuse, and so whenever things don't go his way immediately, he just wants to retreat and leave the situation mad and stomp and be upset. And so instead of then using his words to say, I don't like that idea, let's do something else. You know, I think part of it will be helping him calm down and uses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a couple deep breaths. Now tell them how you're feeling before you stomp off. Maybe you can give them an idea of how you want to play, and they, you know.
Right.
So I do have one. I think the rest are pretty flexible.
Okay. Awesome.
Is that the kind of support you're talking
Yep,
about?
Yep. Yeah, we just want to think
Yeah.
about always, right, with any strategy that we're going to talk about, learn about, you know, really thinking about everybody in the classroom to make sure that it's an inclusive practice
Yeah.
of all the needs that are kind of coming up in the classroom. Okay. So, so now we can move on to how the learning objective will be measured. And I remember last time you guys used the pre and post evaluation
Right.
activity to see if that learning,
Yeah.
you know, took place and if that's a way to make it measurable. So I don't know if that's something that you guys want to do again, if you want to come up with something else.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we would just say in here
So,
then use the pre and post learning tool
Yep.
to measure.
Yep. Just the
Pre-activity evaluation.
Yep, there you go. So many forms. It's like, what exactly is that one called?
Pre-activity, I think, evaluation.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, you're right. Okay, so and then this next part just goes into what do you guys want to do in order for this learning to take place.
So since our learning styles both are by watching and doing. Should I watch somebody teaching this skill?
Are you still doing your friendship skills small circle?
Okay. When do you do that?
I do that during free play.
During free play. So, you know, I always have 2 people in my class, and I could always pull Stacy or
Right.
Jen in whenever you're ready to do it, and I could come over and watch.
Okay.
If that would work for
Yeah.
you.
Okay.
I'm gonna. So should I start on this too then?
Is that
To
something
help
that
her?
fits into your classroom right now?
Oh, because you're not doing that.
I did giving, and then I was gonna be doing. I could do this because I think they are really starting to have ideas, and so that is something that I could be doing. Yeah.
Okay. And you know, since the format of how it's taught is different, you don't necessarily have to do the one that she wants to focus on. You could be doing whichever one you want, and
Okay.
she's seeing how you're going
How
through
you
the
teach
leap,
it.
Okay.
the leap steps of teaching it.
Right.
Because it's
Okay.
it's the same with each one.
Yeah.
You know, and then you guys could come together and talk about what that looked like and how it would differ with this one specifically.
Right.
You know, whatever you wanted to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so if this isn't the skill that you want to work on, I'll
Yeah.
just
Okay.
watch how you teach it.
Okay. So that would be Mary Jean. And what action? Teaching a friendship skill.
Yeah.
Small group.
Yep.
Teaching a small group.
So you pull kids over in a small group? I've always wanted to do that, but I felt like it will take away from free play, because I know our philosophy is full on free play for, you know, a certain number of minutes, and I didn't know if that would fit into our model.
Right.
How
Talk
do you
about
fit that in?
how much time that takes out
Yeah.
of free play and
Like
how
about
you do that.
5 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, really
And how
top.
do you interrupt what they're doing?
That's I do it right after class meeting, and they have lanterns, and they have like different colored lizards, and I have the groups permanently, like they know what group they're in, and I did it specifically. You know,
Sure.
certain people.
Yeah,
with certain-
intentionally.
Yeah, intentionally. there you go.
Yeah.
And then we just go over to the book corner real quietly, and then we do our thing for 5 or 7 minutes. It's not very long at all because it's a small group.
Yep, 3 to
You
5
know.
kids.
Yeah.
In that small group, and they just go over there, and so one day a week you're teaching them that, and then looking for those kids to be doing these behaviors, and so that helps too,
Just-
right? With like, okay, I'm just looking for these 3 or 4 kiddos
Yeah.
to be doing this,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And then because I've been doing giving and sharing, and so I just have really been like this little girl Abigail just has been really making a lot of pictures for people, and
Oh my gosh.
and then she we had the same thing in your woodworking area with the the thing. Well, she's been making one for everybody in her family. You know what I mean? And so other people, are learning to give too. So I just really have emphasized that and encouraged them in that, and they're excited about it.
Okay. And you bring every group through at some point, though. So, like within 3 days or however many days you have your class.
So you
would
have 13 in your class?
So I could have a group of 4, 4, and 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Monday one group comes through, Tuesday the
There you
next,
go.
and Wednesday the next.
Yep, and that.
And I have extra lizards too. If you want to use that, I have extra ones.
and that.
And they're color coded because I was gonna do like ladybugs and some but I figured what, let's have it all the same but
Yeah.
a different color
Good idea.
because I want to be a
Yeah.
so just to eliminate that
Yeah. Okay.
that thing, and so they're like the green, pink, blue, purple, and red. So I have several of each. So
Okay.
So yeah, I would put both of you here,
Okay.
right? Because Shelly's gonna come and watch you teach
Okay.
that.
friendship. resources would be puppets.
That would be great because I don't use puppets.
Oh, you
I
don't?
need to. I know. Yeah, I'm I'm adding as I go. Sort of starting. I don't know. Just there's been a lot to soak in this first year. So yeah. So observing, because the teacher that I worked with in California didn't use any of that kind of thing, and she was a little bit more academic in the classroom as far as structure and different
Yeah.
things. So I'm
Oh,
learning,
good. So
and so it'll be
I love
amazing.
puppets.
Yeah,
I
And
love
I know
puppets
it
and
would
I
be a
use
great thing.
puppets a lot. So,
Yeah.
okay, good. So puppets, and then like what a guideline for her.
Yeah, so if you want to use these visuals,
Yeah.
Since
Visuals.
they have the skill outlined, it would be really helpful for her to have the one that you're teaching, right?
Right.
Just to kind of follow along with what that looks like, and then maybe another activity would be you guys come together after she's observed that and talk about the specifics of that and how it looks different for giving a play idea.
Sorry about that. Can you tell me again what was?
Yeah. So
Okay, MJ and teaching a small group on friendship skills,
Yep.
and then puppets and visuals,
Yep.
and then
Right, and then I think the other resource would just be somebody to step into Shelley's classroom so she can come out and watch.
okay,
Um,
yeah. Okay.
okay. And then when do you guys
When?
want to do that?
When would be?
I'm open. I didn't bring my planner down, but free play is good
Yeah.
any day. Circle time next week
When do we have
is
that?
not good because I
yeah.
don't have flexibility during circle
Yeah,
time.
no, I wasn't gonna do it because it's like small groups.
And Wednesday is our next.
Right. So why don't we do Tuesday?
Tuesday would be great.
Okay.
Well, that's good, and I might not even need someone to step in my classroom because I want to ask Stacy if my daughter, who's 18, could come
Oh.
Tuesday. She doesn't have school that morning, and she wants to
Oh, okay.
do my circle time and hang out
What
with
is
me.
the date on that?
So she could be.
I got
She's
it.
allowed to be an adult in the classroom.
Oh,
then
yeah.
I might not even need someone else. So
Okay. Have to see what date that is.
And that handout that you have really talks about using puppets, how to kind of choose your small groups, like
Okay.
who should be in there together, who you should have demonstrate the skill first. I mean, so much more in depth than I ever really thought about.
Okay.
And again, I think you'll find a lot of it like, oh, I naturally already do that. And some of it was a little bit of a mind bender for us. Like something that it said in there was, when you're seeing these interactions take place, in like during free play, don't go up right away and say, "Oh my gosh, you're doing such
Yeah.
a good job of giving a
Right.
compliment," because then
Right.
you're actually stopping the interaction.
Yeah.
And then that reinforcer becomes you instead of the
Instead of
interaction
you.
itself. And so waiting until it's already happened and it's done, and then, hey, I noticed you. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So, but there's tons of good stuff in there.
Yeah, there
so I
is.
don't know if that's another idea for an activity would be to talk about the specifics
Yeah.
of what's in there. If
Okay.
that's something you want to do, you
No,
guys completely get
that-
to choose.
That would be good to talk about. So MJ, Shelley, talk about you got.
You've got to have friends.
Okay, resources. That's the handout. And then we could do that. Are we going to meet on Tuesday next week? Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the 19th is Tuesday. So would you want to do that would you want to do that after, like on Wednesday for like 15 minutes?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you free before 1 o'clock usually?
I
or no?
am. Yeah,
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
Oh, let me see. I have so I have a dentist appointment at 1. So if we could meet like at 12:15,
Oh, absolutely.
is that good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then I won't have to go grocery shopping.
Okay. Okay, so I'll put
save me money.
12:15. And then for the 4:19 for that Tuesday, how about if I come about how long is your morning meeting?
Our morning meeting starts.
Oh, you come to my class.
I'm gonna come to your class.
That's right.
Yeah.
You come to my class, so why don't you come at about 8:45?
8:45.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. And I'll just make sure my morning meeting's done by then.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll just do a quick one
Okay.
before that. Okay.
Okay, and then the last activity just needs to be that the three of us debrief how it went.
Okay.
And Shelley will fill out the post evaluation
Okay.
too before that. Okay.
Awesome.
So I don't know if you just want to plan that for that next week. I'm okay with it tagging on to any of our sessions
Okay.
if that works out. And if I need to
Yeah.
come another time to do it, I can do that too.
So that would be
So you do want to meet that
27.
yeah 4:27?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Mhm. Yep.
To debrief. Okay.
Okay. So the references that you guys have here are from LEAP.
Leap.
And you're welcome to, try to gather any other resources if you feel
Right.
like you need them. And I know I gave you a resource
Yeah,
page.
you did.
The Pyramid Plus Center is great, Taxi and Cephal. So we just want to make sure that we're sticking to those evidence-based practices.
Yeah.
My opinion is that this is enough.
Yeah.
But if you want to reach out for more, then you
Yeah.
definitely can do that.
Okay.
And if you come across something that you have questions about, you want some help finding something, let me know.
Okay.
And I can do that too.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome.
So these are yours.
I can get some copies.